Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. Good morning everyone, good evening, good afternoon, whatever time you guys go and see this video. I'll probably make this video around like 2 o'clock or so for reference in case you guys are curious on time zones and all of that. But it does actually kind of seem like we're actually seeing a large more batches of stock being available for the Best Buy PlayStation 5s, both walk-ins and as well also when it comes to just in general. When there's more so, usually app glitch and seeing if there's stock there, etc, etc. So we've actually kind of known about this stuff for a little bit. If you guys have been watching my videos for probably around the past week and a half or so, we have actually confirmed by multiple different sources that Best Buys were receiving stock, warehouses were getting distributions, and we were even telling you guys throughout this past week and a half or so, we were still seeing some people getting consoles, but it wasn't really super high until now. So I want to say I think there's a lot more of a higher likelihood for your stores to get some stock, to talk about some numbers, talk about locations, talk about what we're expecting, and overall at the end of the day, just a lot of really overall good news. So let's go and talk about it. As well, if any of you guys are brand new, make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on as well for the brand new PlayStation 5 giveaway. Amazon links down below for the PS5 Digital Console controller. Twitter and Twitch stream as well down below, and the Twitter and Twitch stream down below, and the Twitter and Twitch stream down below. We say it 100 bazillion times at this point. I swear to God, I'm going to get a tattoo with it. And of course, we have the Xboxes too, we'll talk about in a second. So, hi. When it comes to Best Buy, as you guys have known, we've kind of seen this pseudo rotation of not doing too much online, but more so just in-store pickup or just generally just walking inside of stores physically. But for this, I just want to get a little bit more of a highlight for my homie, because I just know my homie Cam talked about this, and I've also been seeing reports on this too, and throughout the past 2 weeks or so, we've talked about it if you guys have been watching the videos. So right now, I do think there's going to be a way higher influx of stock that could even be possible, literally right this second, or as well, maybe as of tomorrow, or throughout this next 7-day period. Now, kind of give you guys the quick recap because this kind of was sprinkled on in. We did see a few changes for Best Buy. Best Buy had some API updates where they basically had a chance to go and change some internals, and we were maybe assuming towards more of an online proper restock. That's mainly due to the fact because, like I said, some stores have actually been turning away people, and also we've had employees confirm that they're sitting on some stock. This is kind of nice. So we had one of our good contacts, maybe about I'd say a week ago or so, go and state that they did have stock in store, that there was a distribution from the warehouse areas to their store themselves. And when people were asking about it, either using the app glitch or just generally checking and asking, calling or walking the store, or just they're casually just there either way, and they actually did have stock, but they were not allowed to physically sell them. But the past week, we were kind of saying that there were still some people that were using the app glitch or checking stores and getting lucky, and with all that, they were still able to go and get stock. So it was kind of more somewhat on the location dependent, area dependent. But as of now, because we were kind of assuming, a lot of store locations were sitting and holding into some stock. And as well, some of the stores might be allocating the stock in the near future too on top of that. So let's go talk about this a little bit more and just, in depth. So as you guys know, usually Best Buy has an app glitch. So this is probably always good to know just in general. I'm sure you guys know. You can skip ahead a minute if you want to. But when it comes to that, you have the Best Buy app on your phone. You basically go and find out the SKU units or type in, say, Sony PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, whatever. You could also just literally buy the Xboxes, too, on the links down below. They've been in stock a lot. But we were kind of also assuming, too, because with Xboxes also coming in stock, we were yeah, we're probably going to be seeing even more stock, too, because sometimes it correlates. So basically use the app. If it shows unavailable or out of stock or sold out, that means that your store does have stock, although it just depends on the overall stock numbers themselves. So I'm going to go and show up, I always love whenever Cam does this because he just does a huge little arrow, which is always nice to see. But this is always what we mention when it comes to the app glitch and everything else. When it comes to that. So basically, if you guys are looking at this, look at their store, in the store right here. On top of that, you guys can see a little thing or whatever. And if it shows up, you guys can see it basically just has the pickup not available, and then whatever store shows on up, you just go and have a chance to get your stock with it. So a few other things to know. When it comes to the Best Buy stores, as we mentioned, warehouses have been seeming to get more stock. They have been seemingly sitting on some stock. And now with this, we've been seeing multiple reports. And even as of today, we saw a few folks out there even go and get their consoles and get their stock overall. I saw quite a few different tweets. I think I had even some YouTube comments too on top of this. I mean, also because I'm just literally over here and I'm creeping on Cam stuff anyway. You could even see where people are hey man, I was sitting over here in the lines. We could show up some of the pictures as well and kind of give you guys a little of a rundown with it. But basically, people are able to go get their stock. Now they're sitting, they're chilling. You can see how like relaxed they are. They got their chairs and everything, and they end up getting their nice little consoles too. Which is funny though, because they end up buying a PS4 console or PS4 game for the PS5 console. But at the end of the day, as long as they're happy, who kind of matters? And even for that report, they said that they had, I think it was what, 4 to 6 there in the store itself on top of there, so we can just know that there's stock available. So everything else put together, we have had by our own contacts had a chance to go and highlight that some stores have been sitting on some stock. One contact told us that they had 12 stock in stores available, so if you guys wanted to go and check for local stores, you guys can. Will this be every single store? As of right now, it does seem like we're more so focused, at least how Best Buy's been focusing, on the higher population areas or the higher foot traffic areas. So kind of like if you guys have seen on prior drops, there's usually things called like event stores. So think like you have like a store like in the middle of New York City, you're more likely to have stock versus say if you're in like the middle of Wyoming. But whenever you've kind of seen like these big drops, it kind of like was like when the Xbox Series X Halo Infinite came out or GPU drops, there usually was at least like 2 to 3 good staple stores in per every state. So it kind of will depend on that. Like I can't go and give you guys a specific rundown, but basically if you guys maybe know a Best Buy that seems very active or is like one of the bigger ones or just in a good spot in your city, you could probably want to go and check it. Like I think a good example is for in Illinois, I think we had a few in the proper city itself, but then we also I think had some in Champaign over by like U of I. So like kind of just depends on your local area. But as well, since we've been seeing all these warehouse distributions, as of this, as we've been seeing like a higher uptick throughout today, it's probably going to be confirmed today, tomorrow, throughout the next few days. So this is like the confirmed is more so because we're at the very, very start, I would say, of this upcoming like restock walk-in wave. We have been seeing, like I said, we've been trickling, but if you guys have been watching my day-to-day videos, some days we didn't even see any confirmed, some days there is nothing, some days some people got a few. So this is kind of like us switching from, yeah, if you want to casually go and check, you could be on the lookout. This is now turning into, yeah, it's probably worth checking because there's probably going to be some stock somewhere, and there's probably going to be some people getting consoles somewhere, and there's a lot of locations, employees confirming it, warehouse distributions confirming it, and basically stock floating around. So this is kind of, like I said, it kind of switches from like, yeah, it's trickling around to, yes, please go and check if you guys want to throughout this next week. Now, it is a little bit on the broader sense. I know it's always annoying to be like, yeah, anytime throughout like today and the next few days, you can maybe get a console. I know it's lame, don't get me wrong, I wish they would just do an online drop. But we've also been having other folks too as well, and other restock trackers kind of chiming on into as well. I know also Inventory Pod even made a statement saying like can confirm. They just do a lot of like the watching of, I've shown them on my channel before. They just do like a lot of the research on the APIs, and when they ping, people kind of know when areas are getting stock or whatever. They basically went and stated can confirm. They went a little quiet there for a little while, which is kind of what we saw throughout the past like 2-week period, as we mentioned. That we saw like a little bit, they were still happening from canceled orders or general pickups or just lucky stock. But as I mentioned throughout this past 2 weeks, we haven't really seen that much. So now this is kind of where we're just seeing like a big, large like influx of consoles and stock showing up over there. And the same thing too as well, they also had the same statement with the Founders Edition GPUs, which I've also been seeing floating around. So once again, I just want to remind you guys, if you guys want to just go and check in your in-stores, in-store, you look at your local area, like the local like 50 or 100 mile radius. If it shows unavailable, like unavailable or whatever for that store, that means that there is at least one console available at that location. Now, are they guaranteed to sell it to you? No. Are they guaranteed that they're going to just not sell out before then? No. Are they going to guarantee that someone else might not just be doing the same exact thing that you're doing right this second? No. But it is a nice indicator. It's worth like, being proactive about it, calling, checking out the stores or whatever. But at this point, like I said, it has seemed confirmed. We have seen people mention stock. We've had employees ourselves reach out to me and state that they have been sitting on stock. As we've covered without the past like 2 weeks, we have seen warehouse movement. So this is basically like the flip of the switch right there, and it does seem like we'll be seeing a lot more stock rolling out. So we'll probably be covering this up throughout the next few weeks. If you guys check your store, send me a tweet, send me a YouTube comment, send me a whatever, and like I said, be on the lookout. And on top of that too, keep on checking your Best Buy stores with the Xbox links down below. If you guys would like to have a chance to get your consoles from them, I think we've been seeing loads of Xboxes in stock as well. Link down below in the comment section. So make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on as well for the brand new PlayStation 5 giveaway. Amazon links down below for the PS5 Digital Console Controller, Twitter and Twitch room down below, the Weeble and Coinbase down below, the Twitter giveaway down below, and Xbox links down below. And I appreciate you guys all so much for watching.